Solway, Miss Foley's class. I'm here to tell you about the labors of Hercules. I know you may not have been paying attention in class, so here they are right now. Yay! Yay! Okay. So, the first labor was Hercules had to face the deadly Nemean lion. Meow. This lion wasn't any ordinary deadly lion. It had an impenetrable pelt. So, when Hercules first tried to use a bow and arrows to kill the lion, it wouldn't work. So, he resorted to plan B and strangled it. And so then, he took the pelt of lion somehow, even though it was impenetrable, and made it into a little pelt which he wore on his back to protect himself from enemies' pointy objects. Yay, that concludes the first labor of Hercules. Line is an actual line from the next labor that Eurystheus sent Hercules on to repent for killing his family, which we all make mistakes, was to kill the Hydra. The thing with the Hydra is that if you kill one head, more heads grow back. So, Hercules decided, after cutting off the heads only for them to grow back, which defeated the purpose of cutting off heads, to cut off the heads, but then light the little head stumps on fire so the heads would grow back. And so, he buried the elder immortal head that just wasn't gonna die under the ground by a roadside, much like a shady individual today might. Labor 3 was that Hercules had to go and get this stag. The stag had beautiful golden antlers and was really, 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 really fast. And so, Hercules chased after the stag, but unable to catch it right away, he just chased it for a year. And then, when finally the stag grew tired, but somehow he didn't because he's the son of Zeus, he brought it back to Eurystheus, and that is the end of Labor 3. Labor 4, Hercules had to go and capture the boar, not as pictures. And so, he went and sought out the boar in its little habitat, its boar habitat, and when he found the boar ran away because it didn't want to die. And so it ran into a ditch, not wanting to die, but Hercules was like, nope, and he got a lasso and lassoed the boar out of the ditch. And so then he dragged it back to Eurystheus, and that is the end of Labor 4. Hercules has come this far. He's faced a lion, a hydra with many heads, a stag, a very fast stag, and a boar. What does he do next? He cleans a stable! And so, labor number 5 was to go and clean the stable with over 1,000 oxen in the stable, and oxen produce waste. So he had to clean it. How did he clean it? He used a river and had the entire river just flow through the stable, and somehow I don't think any oxen drowned in this, and it was all clean. Yay! And labor number 6 was that Hercules had to go and get rid of the Stymphalian birds. These birds were not any ordinary nice birds. These birds had bronze beaks and liked to eat human flesh. And so, Hercules was asked to clear out these birds from the pond which they inhabited. And how did he do this? Well, he got some divine help from Athena, and she gave him this rattle, and then he rattled it, scared the birds away, and as they were flying, he shot them with the Hydra arrows, with the Hydra poison on them, and the birds died. Yeah. Some labor of Hercules was the Cretan bull. And so Hercules went to Crete because Eurystheus told him to go get rid of the bull that was terrorizing people. And so he went and he got rid of the bull. Yay! Number 8. There once was King Diomedes, and he wasn't very nice, because when travelers would enter his kingdom, he would feed them to his horses. And these horses liked eating people. That is why he fed them to them. So, Hercules went to get the man-eating horses. And first he asked Diomedes, "Hey, give me your horses." And Diomedes was like, "No." And so, Hercules got really angry and fed Diomedes to his own horses. That really backfired, huh, Diomedes? And so he ended up with the horses, and yay, and labor number 9. There was a tribe, the Amazons. They're all skilled warriors and all women somehow, logically, what? And so, the queen of the Amazons, Hippolytes, had a belt given to her by the god of war, Mars. But Admete, the daughter of Eurystheus, hears about this belt and wants the belt. So, Eurystheus got an army together and Hercules to go out and get that belt. She really wanted the belt. And so, Hercules and that army set out to get the belt. He gets the belt. End of labor 9. And after labor number 9 came labor number 10. And so, for labor number 10, Hercules had to go and get some cattle from this rather monstrous being named Geryon. Now, Geryon had 3 bodies, 2 more than his average per being, all attached at the waist. And Hercules had to go and get his cattle. And so, Hercules embarked out on his journey in the African sun, but it was really hot. And so, he got angry at it being hot, and the only logical thing to do was to shoot arrows at the sun. Now, one might think this would anger the sun, but the sun was impressed by his boldness of shooting arrows into the sun, and gave him a boat. And so he takes the boat to go and get the cattle, and he says, "Hey, Geryon, I want your cattle." Geryon does not give him the cattle. He kills Geryon, since violence is always the answer, and takes the cattle back with him. This brings us to labor 11. For labor 11, Hercules had to go and get some golden apples from the garden of the Hesperides. The problem with getting golden apples from the garden of the Hesperides was that the garden of the Hesperides was guarded by a 100-headed dragon and had huge walls up all around it, and he couldn't even find it. This was slightly inconvenient. So he searched for the garden, and he came across this guy holding up the sky named Atlas. It's so normal. And he asked Atlas, "Is there anything you know about this garden?" And Atlas said that those were his daughters. "Oh, so I can just go get the apples for you. But you need to hold up the sky." So for a little while, Hercules held up the sky. Well, Atlas went and got him these apples. And in the end, he gets the apples, trades off the apples in the sky. The end. Yay!